How Trump's new tariffs are impacting Europe. A deep dive. Did you know that new U.S. tariffs could disrupt major European industries, from car manufacturing to steel production? With billions in trade at stake, Europe is bracing for economic turbulence. But how exactly will these new tariffs reshape the continent? Let's dive in. President Donald Trump has reimposed and expanded tariffs on key European exports, including steel, aluminum, and automobiles. These measures mark a return to his America First trade policy, aimed at protecting U.S. industries from foreign competition. The new tariffs include a 25% duty on steel and aluminum imports from the EU. A potential 25% tariff on European-made cars is also being considered. Trump argues these measures will boost American manufacturing and jobs, but they're already sparking tensions between Washington and Brussels. With Europe being one of the largest U.S. trade partners, the stakes are high. Many experts warn that these tariffs could lead to a renewed trade war, affecting everything from global supply chains to financial markets. Financial markets have already reacted sharply to the announcement. Germany's DAX stock index dropped 1.7%, with auto giants like BMW, Volkswagen, and Mercedes-Benz seeing their stock prices slide. France's CAC 40 also declined as industrial and aerospace firms came under pressure. The euro weakened against the US dollar, reflecting investor fears that trade tensions could slow down European economic growth. Meanwhile, in the US, the stock market response was mixed. American steel manufacturers saw gains, benefiting from reduced competition, but major automakers like Ford and General Motors expressed concerns that European retaliation could hurt their business abroad. Global impact breakdown. These tariffs are already sending shock waves through multiple European industries. 1. Automotive industry, the biggest target. The EU exports over 850,000 cars to the US annually, worth more than $40 billion. A 25% tariff on EU cars could cripple brands like BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen, making their vehicles significantly more expensive in the US. Germany, as Europe's top auto exporter, could see factory slowdowns, job cuts, and a drop in production. 2. Steel and aluminum. This is a revival of Trump's 2018 trade war, but this time, the tariffs are even harsher. The EU exports over $6.5 billion in steel and aluminum to the US annually. Industries in France, Italy, and Spain that rely on US contracts now face major disruptions. 3. Luxury goods and food exports. The EU is considering retaliatory tariffs on American whiskey, motorcycles, and agricultural products. In 2019, Europe targeted bourbon and Harley-Davidson motorcycles in response to previous Trump tariffs. If this trade dispute escalates, small businesses and exporters on both sides could suffer. 4th, aerospace industry. The EU's aerospace sector, led by Airbus, is watching closely to see if U.S. tariffs target their aircraft and components. A trade war could force airlines to renegotiate contracts or seek alternative suppliers. Predictions and expert insights. Economic analysts warn that these tariffs could create a lose-lose scenario for both the U.S. and Europe. Goldman Sachs predicts that a full-scale trade war could shrink Europe's GDP by 0.5%, with Germany taking the hardest hit. The European Central Bank, ECB, has already flagged these tariffs as a major risk to economic recovery. Some experts believe European automakers may shift production to the U.S. to avoid tariffs, causing job losses in Europe. While Trump is using these tariffs as a negotiation tool, if the EU retaliates with equal force, global markets could experience prolonged volatility. The trade battle between the U.S. and Europe is heating up once again. If history is any indication, escalating tariffs could slow down economic growth and raise costs for businesses and consumers worldwide. How do you think this trade war will impact European industries? Could we see a repeat of the 2018 U.S. EU tariff standoff? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.